Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. Today we're doing Peerless Double Oaked. You know me, and I love a good double oaked. I love the 1910 from Old Forester. I love Woodford Double Oaked. I been wanting to get my hands on one of these from the day they were announced. And I finally found a couple here in Florida, and so I grabbed them. Now, why is it almost empty? Well, I just poured a bunch of this for my patrons to let a bunch of guys that haven't, and ladies, who haven't tried it yet, get a taste. And so we're going to give this a go. Now, this is double oaked, which means they aged it in a second barrel. And for these guys, both of them are new oak. So they're doing a full run of new oak, then a second run of new oak. Now also, this is 107.9 proof. There are different batches of this, so be mindful of that. You'll notice a small difference in proof point, so keep an eye on that. I don't know what the batch size is. They're not single barrel, they are batches, but they are putting out different batches, and you can find different batches at the same locations, so be mindful of that. When you're tasting it, there may be some variance between batches, yet to be determined. They also put on the back here that this is strictly sweet mash. So they're not reserving some of the mash from the previous distillation run to make the new. They're starting over fresh each time. And of course, this is barrel proof. And they use a low entry point. That's why their barrel proof is only 107.9. So they are one of the companies that likes a low entry proof, like Michter's and a few others. Woodford Reserve, not Woodford, Maker's Mark, a few others. Anywho, let's get right to it. I almost said let's get down to business, but then I would have had to have sung it, and that's a whole thing. I mean, quoting Disney movies is kind of a thing that I do in my real life. Almost did it. Almost did it. So, let's taste. Or, let's nose. Let's nose first. Nose first, taste second. It's lovely. It's just so nice. Chocolate, but like milk chocolate. Not dark chocolate. It's not bitter in any way. It's like sweet chocolate. Tons of vanilla. A little breadiness. Hint of nut, but not nutty. Lots of oak. Lots of charred oak. Of course, it's double oaked. What do you expect? What do you expect? There's a little hint of the rye coming through, and it's almost like, it's not minty. It's pretty evergreen, but there's a feel to the sensation. It's like felt. It's like green felt. It's like, it has texture to it. It has depth. It has, it's not just a one-dimensional flavor. It's really robusta. Taste. The rye shows more on the taste than on the nose. Ooh. Now we get into some prickly pricks and a little bit of chest hug, a little warming sensation. Oh, let's go again. Brown sugar, caramel, cherry, vanilla, wood. It's a little bit drying. That is a small detraction that I have to say. It's a little drying. So if you don't love a whiskey that gets a little dry on the end, this one's a little drying on the mouth. But the nose and the palate, wonderful. Now, let's compare to the old trusty Woodford Double Oak. Now, this is my 1 liter double oak decanter that I will never get rid of because I hardly ever see 1 liter double oaks in Florida. So when this gets low, I buy another 750 and pour it in, and I'm keeping this forever. And if double oaked ever decides to really love me, if Woodford ever decides for the double oaked product line to do a 175, I will be buying that. And that will be my new double oaked decanter. It'll be I like them thick. I like them chunker. That'd be a big beast. But I would buy it in a heartbeat. So, Woodford, do your thing. So, let's compare. Let's nose the Woodford. Wow. Okay. The Woodford is sweeter, friendlier, softer, creamier. Wow, that's difficult. That's a difficult comparison because they're not very similar. They are quite different profile-wise. This one is gritty, like, this is a man whiskey. And this is like, wow, this is an elegant painting whiskey. This one's thrashing you around. This one's pulling you in. Sweet, buttery, also chocolatey, but different. This is like caramel chocolate, like mixed together, not just chocolate. It's got that varnish note that I actually like because I love working wood. That's what she said. This one, the Woodford, is nicer on the nose. Let's taste. The Woodford is also a little softer. Now, of course, we are looking at a pretty hefty proof difference between these two. Daggone near 20 proof, so dang near, yeah, almost 10% alcohol difference. So the Peerless is definitely more robust, more thrash you around a little. The biggest thing about the Woodford Double Oaked that's nicer is the Woodford doesn't leave you with that drying sensation on the palate. That's not something that I love on a whiskey. It's not something that makes me want to go back and go back and go back to the same whiskey. For an experiential whiskey, this is awesome. It's throwing you around. It's giving you big, robust flavors. It's big, but it's not a daily drinker. Now, cost-wise, I don't know what retail is on those. I paid 80 something for that bottle, and a 750 of Double Oaked is like 50. So, getting close to 60 now. But, so this is more of a drinker. This is more of an experience whiskey. It's a little nuttier once you taste the Woodford. For me, I'm still in the Woodford Double Oaked camp. This just makes it an awesome daily drinker for me. I love it. This is more of an experience whiskey. This is a whiskey I'd want to share with friends to be like, oh, try this new thing. Not in love with the drying on the end of the palate, like I mentioned. But other than that, it's a wonderful flavor, wonderful nose, and it's fun to drink. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, have a great day.